I'm really excited today to be at JWA Tooling in Leicester and to be joined by the founder of this fantastic company, John Wood. Now, John, before we get into the technical side of this video and discuss the Hainbuch products that you've selected, can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, initially I started this business in 1985, working in my loft, designing special purpose machines and subcontracting the work out. We very quickly moved on to getting our first factory and some manual machines to be able to make the parts we were subcontracting. This immediately led into the opportunity of buying into CNC machinery very early on when engineering companies weren't buying into it. And ever since then I've been pushing the technology with this business to get us to where we are now with something like 30 different, quite accurate, diverse machine tools with a variety of work holding systems that we've selected to suit applications that we've had to produce.
Well, congratulations on this fantastic business that you've started from the ground up. Can you just tell our audience, you know, the volumes that you do are quite low, but the parts that you do are very complex, and you don't turn anything down, do you, John?
No. Some of the parts that we make can have as many as 5 to do as a batch. And we probably have a product spread of about 8,000 different parts in any one manufacturing year. This has resulted in a big problem. We've got lots of machines, lots of setup time. So if you did an analysis on how much time they're running, they stop more times than they're running. So this is an area that we've chosen to address by buying into new work holding systems.
So that really leads us on so nicely to the Hainbuch collet chuck system, modular system that you've invested in. Now, it's the Hainbuch Top Plus 65 Combi pullback collet chuck, and you've also got the 215 jaw module that's actually in the machine at the minute, and the expanding mandrel. So with that consideration, saving setup times, firstly, has it achieved that?
Yes, definitely. The reason for picking this particular design of the Hainbuch chuck is quite critical, because they've been well established with round collets over the years. But if you're looking at parts, now we've got live tooling, live C-axis on the machine, you want to index precisely, you need to know where the faces are. So when you set the job back up again, you can transfer a mark that's on your chuck and it's on your spindle, and you know that's gone back in the same place. So if you're doing an index on a part, you can take the part out and it will go back in the right place each time.
And not only that, you told me a lovely story about when machining plastic with Hainbuch. Obviously you machine all different types of material, but can you tell our audience the benefits of using the collet chuck with the full sealed collet chuck when machining plastic?
Well, the benefits of machining plastic with this chuck is you can vary the force from the machine to grip the plastic so it doesn't distort it. But when you're using a conventional chuck, the chuck jaws act as a fan, and you generate a vortex within the machine, and that sucks the swarf back in that's in the bed of the machine, gets tangled up on your job, causes a lot of problems. But with a collet-based system, which you've had demonstrated earlier on, it's a smooth flow of air around the parts. So that's a sort of side benefit to the issue of the material.
That's a new benefit that I've found out myself today, and it's a very important one. Now, moving on to different materials, different hard materials, billet work, interchangeability now from the Hainbuch. You've got Hainbuch on different machine tools,
yes,
and it's interchangeable from one machine tool to the other, which is a massive benefit in itself. But what's the repeatability of that changeover like?
Well, my guy on the turning was amazed when he put the chuck back on after stripping it down, putting the conventional chuck on, set it all back up, and it was running better than 5 microns.
Wow.
on tolerance for run out.
And accuracy and repeatability is a given.
Yeah.
Clamping force?
Clamping force, again, a conventional CNC lathe like this one has got a hydraulic clamping mechanism, which is quite savage, it can be. And with these chucks, Hainbuch have a device which you can plug into the collet, which measures the force gripping on the part. We haven't purchased that yet. But if you wanted to repeat a job, repeat setup. Take this part for instance. This is a plastic part which has been machined on a demonstration earlier for you. It's hollow on the inside. If it were to be gripped in a 3-jaw chuck, it would collapse. And when you produce the internal feature, you produce a round bore until you relax the chucks, and then there would be indentations where the chuck had been on the outside. Now, that is a problem with 3-jaw chucks. The Hainbuch system is more full encasing of the part, and so it doesn't produce that same indentation. And then the plus side of it is that you can change the pressure from the machine. We had a digital pressure gauge fitted to this machine, so as we can set the actual force on the part. So when you develop in the job, you will get the right forces.
I mean,
and it's repeated next time. You just dial in the number.
You're creating a stable process, and I think that with the 3-jaw chuck you're getting 3-point location,
yes.
But with the collets you're getting full wraparound location,
yes.
So you can't distort the part. Now, moving on now to the expanding mandrel, how handy does that come in?
Well, again, if you've produced, can I just take this up from here? This is not suited for this part, but that part could be located on there and gripped from the inside, and you could finish all the external features on it, which would not be possible without an expanding. There are other expanding mandrel systems, but not as accurate as this.
And the interchangeability, though, is the key, isn't it?
But to change over this in less than a minute,
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic for our point.
Is it a game changer?
It's a game changer, yes.
Are you going to continue to invest in Hainbuch at JWA?
We've invested in a wide range of attachments and collets that go with this for 2 machines. There's a big decision to take off existing work from existing collet systems, but gradually, if we have a new machine, it will automatically be a Hainbuch chuck.